Imagine waking up inside a cryogenic capsule after years of deep sleep. Your body temperature was far below zero, allowing centuries to pass without you aging. You were in one era, and now you awaken in another, the distant future. You've truly traveled through time, and now it's time to wake up and explore. Welcome to the year 2225. This is an experience you might never encounter in your lifetime. To you, it feels like you fell asleep and woke up moments later. The same exhaustion you feel when someone jolts you awake. Perhaps you're annoyed by the strange noise, the muffled sound of the capsule door opening. For a moment, you think, "Hey, there's someone sleeping here, can you keep it down?" But you don't say it. Instead, you quickly realize this isn't ordinary noise, nor an ordinary day. Suddenly, memories flood back as if from a distant place, like a dream. You agreed to this experiment, though you can't quite recall what made you consent to this madness. But you're okay, right? Millions of medical tests and scans confirmed your health. The scientists explained the experiment in detail, assuring you there was no risk to your life. You'd enter the capsule, close your eyes, feel nothing, and wake up 200 years later. To you, it was just sleep, but it opened a door to another era. Now, your breaths come with difficulty. Your skin feels stiff, and opening your eyes is painful. You try gently, hearing a voice urging you to do something, but you're unsure if it's real or just in your mind. Either way, you can't move easily. You try to process the moment as you respond to your brain's signals. Your eyes struggle to adjust to the strange lighting, a calm, white glow, unlike any natural light you've seen before. There's a slight pain with each breath, like trying to inhale deeply in a freezing place. Perhaps that's not surprising, given the state you were in. Finally, you manage to move your hands, stretching them as a faint tingling fades. The voice you heard earlier returns, and this time you're certain it's real. Someone is here. You don't see them, but a friendly voice speaks directly to you, calmly and clearly. The awakening procedures have begun. Your condition is stable. The voice is so reassuring it comforts you, though you don't know why. It asks you to try standing, urging you not to rush. You move your neck carefully. Your muscles are stiff, but with each small movement, they gradually regain flexibility. At last, you turn your head slightly to the left, seeing the capsule's inner walls for the first time. They're smooth, almost transparent, revealing a faint glow from an external source. There are no clear details. The capsule door is half open. You reach out, push it, and adjust your body. Your heart rate rises slightly with the effort. The friendly voice reassures you again. Your heart rate is normal after prolonged deep sleep. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Stand up slowly and avoid sudden movements. As it speaks, you notice you're wearing a lightweight suit made of an unfamiliar material. Memories of the experiment and your agreement slowly return. When you step out of the capsule, the room is starkly simple. Smooth, white metallic walls, no windows, no decorations, just the sound of your uneven breaths. You take your first step after 200 years of sleep, a step into a new world. The friendly voice returns. You've completed the initial awakening phase. Welcome to 2225. The number echoes in your mind. 200 years, truly. You walk toward the room's only door. As you approach, it slides open quietly. You enter a long, white corridor with a smooth floor made of the same material. The walls emit a soft glow from an unknown source. Everything is eerily quiet, sounds muffled, no noise, just the friendly voice guiding you. Follow the illuminated path to the final medical examination room. You follow lights on the floor, leading to what seems to be the examination room. With each step, you recall a fragment of your memories and grasp a piece of the truth. You pass closed rooms, no windows, no signs, no door handles. Everything is sterile and impeccably clean. There are no signs of life or human sounds. Finally, you reach a new room. As you stand before the door, it opens automatically. Inside, you find a medical chair, move toward it, and sit instinctively. The automated voice says, "The medical examination will begin now." A small robotic arm extends from the wall, scanning your vitals. Screens display numbers, blood pressure, oxygen levels, pulse, all normal. Small devices descend from the ceiling, approaching you and emitting vibrations you feel in your muscles and nerves. After a few minutes, the tingling vanishes. Your muscles regain flexibility, and your mind becomes clearer. The friendly voice speaks with more authority. The primary rehabilitation phase is complete. You are now ready for the environmental orientation phase. Welcome to your new world. The phrase makes you think for the first time. What awaits you outside this place? You had expectations about the world before entering the experiment. Has it changed due to a world war, an environmental disaster, a dystopia foretold by writers? What does the world look like after 200 years? You move outside the room. The door closes quietly behind you. You find another wide, evenly lit corridor. A few steps away, a transport vehicle awaits. A simple, metallic, windowless pod with no logos. Its door opens automatically as you approach. You enter and sit on the lone chair. No steering wheel, no control screens, no buttons. The door closes, and the vehicle moves smoothly, without engine noise. A section of the wall turns transparent. You see the vehicle traveling on an elevated track between towering buildings. The ground is far below, covered in vast, stagnant, gray water, like an endless swamp. Parts of old New York are submerged, with building rooftops peeking above the water like abandoned ruins. You recognize old residential buildings and crumbling skyscrapers, all covered in water. The sight is strange, yet it's the only familiar thing since you woke. You try to identify neighborhoods: Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx, but everything has changed. The buildings look the same, mostly submerged. Amid the water, you notice orderly vertical farms, pale green plants grown with precise automation, likely for oxygen production or air purification. Everything is calculated, with no randomness or aesthetics. You think, at least they realize plants matter. Looking up, you see the new city, Upper New York, as the friendly voice calls it. Buildings rise on massive pillars, their designs simple and overly functional, white, identical, spaced evenly. The people are different, their skin a strange gray, as if coated with a protective layer. Their movements are calculated, with no clear gestures, moving in orderly lines. Their language is odd, a mix of English, numbers, and technical terms. Unit 7 is ready. Arrival in 8 seconds. Level 3. Progression secured. You feel lost. The future isn't the catastrophe you imagined. It's dull and unsettling. The vehicle nears a crowded yet organized area. The people look eerily similar, like products of a single mold. You arrive at a large platform surrounded by identical buildings. You step out, and the door closes behind you. The people ignore you completely, as if you don't exist. You consider speaking to someone but hesitate. Will they understand you? You approach the platform's edge and see old New York submerged, with a new city built above it in layers, rigidly organized. You expected flooding, but not this plastic order. You recall NASA and climate change reports warning of sea level rise by 0.3 to 1.2 meters by 2100, submerging coastal cities like Miami and New York. Solutions included floating cities and vertical buildings, which seems to have happened. The friendly voice returns. Proceed to the local coordinator in Hall 14. You follow illuminated arrows on the ground, but a chilling thought hits you. The voice might be inside your head, perhaps from an implant. You reach a large hall with a simple desk and a metal chair. You sit, and a large screen displays a moving geometric shape. A new voice says, "Welcome, I am the local coordinator." You ask cautiously, "I need to understand what's happening. Where's the scientific team?" It responds, "Your original project ended long ago. The team no longer exists. Your awakening was managed by the facility's autonomous system." You tense. "Where are the people supposed to monitor me?" It replies, "Your understanding of society is inaccurate. You are an exception, an unmodified human from an earlier era." You ask, "Unmodified?" The screen shows diagrams of the human body with technical data. The voice explains, "Genetic modifications, mandatory for over a century, enhance immunity, reduce aging, and improve neural communication. You lack these, making your presence a legal and health liability. You protest, "I didn't ask to be part of this." It responds flatly. Your refusal is noted, but without modification, your movement and communication are restricted. You ask, afraid, restricted existence? It answers, limits on mobility, communication, and access to vital facilities, with constant monitoring for your and society's safety. You demand a human to speak to. It pauses, then says, "Interaction with others is not advised. You must undergo modification or transfer to a temporary containment zone for unmodified humans." You feel labeled a biological hazard. You recall 2023 studies on CRISPR gene editing to boost immunity. It seems this became mandatory. You stand in a transition room with 3 corridors. Genetic modification. You'd become compatible with society, but lose your identity. Containment zone. A primitive, isolated life. Authentic, but harsh. New cryogenic capsule. Another deep sleep, postponing the decision. Each path poses an existential question. Do you change to belong? Cling to your identity on the margins? Or escape through time? Close your eyes, think, and choose. What's your choice?